Hi, my name is Nabila. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So, guys, we all know that there's too much noise when it comes to the Senzo Mewa case. But right now, let's just use logic and leave the noise alone. Let's look at these things fast and furious, okay? First of all, they spoke about towers. And when Ndanzi was like, okay, wait, what is that? Where is that? What does that mean? Ubaloyi was ignoring him in so many levels. He was ignoring the guy. He was ignoring the guy. Now, fly saucer tower issue, cell site logic, okay? That fly saucer tower split between R21, making one thing obvious. Makes one thing obvious, right? The phone was in transit, moving south toward Johannesburg South. Name that's not debatable. Okay. So the stationary phone does not bounce like that. This was a movement, period. They can't tell us Uguti it was standing there. No, it was going somewhere. Okay. And also let's talk about point number 2. Please call me logic. How do you send multiple please call me messages to your grandmother and expect what exactly from the grandmother? What must she do? What must Gogo do? Conduct an investigation? That alone defies the common sense, because Gogo who gets, please call me, at 2020. How old is she? I did not understand that. Point number 3, common contact plus criminal liability. Let's talk about this. Baloyi was going on about common contact the entire Friday. Having a common contact is not a crime. Even the Criminal Procedure Act is clear on that. The state must prove conspiracy, meaning an agreement to commit a crime, and acts in furtherance of that agreement. Do you understand? You cannot just say conspiracy. You must prove it with corroborated evidence. Guys. What Baloyi is actually doing, Baloyi is not proving guilty beyond reasonable doubt. He is planting seeds in the mind of Judge Ratamu Khwahleng. That's why he keeps reading things into record, then suddenly pauses and drops a controversial line. That's not evidence, that's psychology. He thinks he is smart, that one. He thinks we can't see right through him. Also, point number 5 on this. When he asked if people are still alive, I was like, when he asked about Buthelezi, if he's still alive, I was like, what? What are you doing? Is he still alive? What tactic was that now? What order of tactics was that? When he asked whether Buthelezi is still alive, that was very strategic. Hear me out why I'm saying that. Because if he implicates a living person, the defense can still call the person as a witness to verify things and collapse the narrative. So he checks first, because there is something that he wants to do behind the answer of, no, he's not alive. Yes, he's still alive. Sneaky, this one. Also, the missing placement that Baloyi was busy with, is equal to fatal gaps, guys. These so-called common contacts are not placed at Vosloorus. The hostel planning story has already fallen apart. That one we all know. No placement is equal to no common purpose. So those are the things that we were dealing with the entire Friday. The other one, point number 7, phones don't wake up after 3 months. What happened? Ndanzi was arrested on the 16th of June. So 6th June, July, August, what was happening with the phone? Where was it being charged? If a phone is silent from June to September, then suddenly become active in October, something is wrong. And when someone is arrested, the first call is family. not a random data purchases months later. That's human behavior 101. I will be calling everyone, my father, my mother, my sister, my brother, my cousin. Why would I be buying data? Point number 8, the chain of custody is so broken and there's nothing Baloyi can do about it. Chain of custody has 5 steps: collect, secure, preserve, analyze, present. If officers were unlocking phones, dialing numbers, or handling devices that weren't sealed and logged, that evidence is contaminated. There's no other way of putting that. Point number 9, SAPS contradictions. Ntanzi was under South African Police Services custody, not sentenced. If he had a phone for months, where is the contraband case? No case number, no charge, no explanation. The silence tells you everything that you need to know. These people think we are dumb, eh? And number 10, which is the final point now, evidence that is tampered with, unsealed, or handled by non-experts is not evidence. It's noise. And Baloyi is not an expert. This testimony requires an expert. And I rest my case there because what? He's going to sit there and be making all this noise, talking all this crap and trying to sound as if he's very smart. Never. Because Baloyi needs to apply logic to this case. Everything the state is presenting starts collapsing in real time, and he can't even help it. He can't. Even if we remove the emotions, let's remove the emotions, guys. Let's remove the noise. Let's even remove the constitution and the law books for a moment and use logic. Did it help? Did we get anything that can help Baloyi? Lutho. You know why? Because his case is empty. His case is empty. Even the towers are exposing the entire case. There's nothing there. Absolutely nothing for him to even do anything. He must just give up. Because there is no way. There is no way. There is no way because every piece of evidence that is brought before the court of Judge Radda has been touched, handled, altered, or improperly presented by Baloyi. And the man presenting technical evidence, he's not an expert. He can't be doing this. You cannot present expert evidence without the expertise. That alone redirects the entire case. So, guys, this is not some weak case. This is a broken case held together by suggestion, not proof. Logic has entered the chat room and logic is undefeated. There's absolutely nothing that Baloyi can bring into the table. There is nothing that he can do to save the situation. It is what it is. What are your thoughts when it comes to this? Let's talk in the comment section. I want to hear your views. Thank you so much. I will see you on our next video. Do enjoy your day. And please make sure that you do not forget to like, to share, to comment. And most importantly, please make sure you are subscribed on the channel. Please make sure you are watching the videos up until the end. And when you are doing those things, you'll be supporting my channel financially and in numbers. And thank you so much. Please don't be shy with them. Super thanks. They help a lot with growing the channel. I thank you. I'll see you on our next video. Do enjoy your day. Bye-bye.